Let me be very honest with you. Most students are not failing because they are lazy. They are failing because they are making the same mistakes again and again. Mistakes nobody warned them about early enough. If you are a student and you have ever said, I studied so hard but my result didn't reflect it, or I don't even know what I am doing wrong, then this video is for you. Because today I want to show you the top 7 mistakes students make, and more importantly, how to avoid them so you don't keep repeating the same cycle year after year. Before we continue, do me a quick favor. Like this video so more students can see it. Share it with a friend who is struggling academically. Drop a comment about the biggest challenge you face as a student. And subscribe to this channel because this space is dedicated to helping you grow academically, professionally, and personally. Now, let's get into it. The first big mistake students make is confusing being busy with being productive. This is a very common mistake. Many students wake up early, rush to class, attend lectures, copy notes, go for group discussions, and still feel exhausted at the end of the day. When you ask them, how is school going? They say, I am very busy. But being busy does not always mean you are moving forward. I have seen students who spend 6 hours reading, but they don't even know what they read after closing their book. I have also seen students who spend just 2 focused hours and perform better in exams. The difference is not effort. The difference is focus and direction. To avoid these mistakes, stop asking yourself, how long did I study? And start asking, what did I achieve? If you studied chemistry for 3 hours, can you explain the topic without looking at your notes? If not, then those 3 hours were not productive. Productivity is about results, not stress. The second mistake students make is studying without a clear goal. Many students just open their books because it's time to read, not because they know what they want to achieve. For example, a student sits down to study biology and says, let me just read. 2 hours later, they are tired, distracted, and confused. But another student sits down and says, in the next 1 hour, I want to understand photosynthesis and answer 10 past questions. That second student is more likely to succeed. When you study without goals, your brain does not know what to focus on. Everything looks important and nothing sticks. To avoid this, always study with a clear target. Before you open your books, tell yourself exactly what you want to achieve. It could be understanding one topic, solving some questions, or revising your mistakes. Clear goals make your brain work better. The third mistake students make is depending too much on motivation. This one sounds innocent, but it is dangerous. Many students say, I will read when I feel motivated, or I'm not in the mood today. The truth is, motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. If you wait for motivation, you will waste many important days. Think about it like brushing your teeth. You don't wait until you feel motivated to brush. You do it because it's a habit. Successful students treat studying the same way. They study even on days they don't feel like it. To avoid this mistake, build simple study routines. Decide a fixed time to study every day, even if it is just an hour. On some days, you will feel excited. On other days, you won't. But consistency will beat motivation every time. The fourth mistake students make is cramming instead of learning gradually. This is a very common one, especially during exams. Many students ignore their books for weeks, then suddenly read everything 2 nights before the exams. They stay awake all night, drink energy drinks, memorize facts, and pray. Sometimes they pass, but most times they forget everything after the exam. Cramming overloads your brain. It creates stress and weak understanding. That is why students forget everything immediately after exams. To avoid this, start studying early, even if it is little by little. Reading one topic per day for 2 weeks is better than reading everything in 2 days. Learning gradually helps your brain store information and reduces exam anxiety. The fifth mistake students make is studying passively instead of actively. Passive studying means just reading notes, highlighting textbooks, or watching videos without thinking. Many students feel like they are learning because their eyes are on the page, but learning does not happen in the eyes, it happens in the brain. Active studying means testing yourself, explaining concepts in your own words, and solving questions and teaching others. For example, after reading a topic, try to explain it as if you are teaching a friend. If you cannot explain it, you don't understand it yet. To avoid this mistake, always interact with what you are studying. Ask questions, answer questions, make mistakes and correct them. That is how learning happens. The sixth mistake students make is ignoring their weaknesses. Most students like to study what they already understand. It feels comfortable and boosts confidence, but they avoid difficult topics because they are frustrating. For example, a student may understand organic chemistry well, but keep avoiding physical chemistry. They continue revising what they already know and hope the difficult topics won't appear in exams. Unfortunately, exams don't work that way. To avoid this, face your weak areas early. Those topics you don't like are often the ones you need the most. Spend time on them. Ask questions, watch explanations, practice more questions. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. The seventh and final mistake students make is not asking for help on time. Many students struggle silently. They feel ashamed to ask questions because they don't want to look dull or slow. I have seen students fail courses simply because they were too proud or too shy to ask for help. Meanwhile, the students who ask questions, meet lecturers, join study groups, or seek mentors improve faster. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of maturity. To avoid this mistake, speak up when you are confused. Ask your classmates, ask your lecturers, use online resources. Nobody succeeds alone. Let me say this clearly, you don't need to be the smartest student to succeed. You don't need to read for 12 hours every day. What you need is the right mindset, the right habits, and the willingness to improve. If you avoid these seven mistakes, your academic life will change, not overnight, but gradually and permanently. If this video helped you, like it so YouTube can recommend it to more students. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Comment below, which mistake are you guilty of? Be honest and subscribe to this channel because this is just the beginning. This is Godwin Olim, and I will see you in the next video.